Hey folks, I'm going to do more of a shortcut video for you, but I have a Chevy pickup. It's this model. And what we got here, customer complaint of, oh baby, we got a no start. And one of the keys also we've been looking at is the fuel gauge light or fuel gauge. Doesn't move either. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna show you what to look for. And on this particular model, I do know that it's a fuel issue. And the reason is I was able to actually start it up and bring it into the bay. I took this boot off, sprayed a little spritz of the Brooklyn, and it started up. So I know that I'm tracing a fuel issue. So follow along and we're gonna figure out what this thing needs. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, especially with these early Chevys, this is a, I don't even know what year this Chevy is. I think it's a 2004. I'll get you that information. But the first thing I like to do is I'll come over to the junction box here, and the fuel pump fuse, I've already verified powers and everything where they need to be. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually just jumper the fuel pump. Yep, it didn't stay. And I don't know if you can hear that or not. So something's happening back there, but we only have like 8 psi of fuel pressure. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to access the fuel tank. I'm anticipating doing a fuel pump on it, but one of the quickest ways to check power back to the pump, or however you want to do it, is just jump the relay. I've already done this test, so I know that this little jumper could handle it, but the quickest way is, can the pump actually work? So the first thing I do, yank this out, jumper 87, make sure you're doing it the correct way. So the fuse goes in, or the relay goes in like this, flip it over, look at 30 and 87. Most of these Chevys, I've done enough of these to know what I have to do, but if you're not sure, look up a wiring diagram. Don't just start jumping things and powers and all that kind of stuff. Know what you're looking for. So I'm going to access the fuel tank, the fuel pump connector. That's going to be underneath there. I'm going to show you a little trick of how I like to do things in regards to these Chevy fuel pumps, and we're going to figure out why the fuel pressure is low. I'm going to cycle the key, make sure it can handle enough amperage, make sure my test light's nice and bright back right at the connector, and then we'll see what we got to do. All right, so the first thing we're going to do before we lift it up in the air is we're going to yank these 3 bolts out of the fuel filler neck. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so the next thing that we're after, so the fuel pump lives inside of this. But if you're lucky enough, you can, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the bed off. The Chevys make it pretty nice. So we have this bolt here. What we did earlier was we disconnected this, so that'll need to come off for the sake of being able to lift the bed off. So that's an 18 millimeter. That's an 18 millimeter. And then we have a couple back here. Generally what you'll do is you'll go through this to access that one. Then there is another one right there. Yep, right there. Then you're going to come around here and you're going to do the same thing. We have one there. We have one right there. And then we have that one and that one. Generally, I have just used like a swivel impact socket on a 1/2-inch drive, and they've come out. So I'm going to get them out, and I'll show you what's next. So I wasn't actually going to record this part, but one of the things that I ran into that you might run into, so here's my 18 swivel. What I'm going to do is, you're probably thinking, well, I can't get the swivel through there. It fell on me. I can't, let's do it on this one right here. I can't get it through there. Well, what you're going to do is, you're going to take that off. You're going to stick this on the other side, right? And then you can come up in there and access that to be able to get it off. So So let me spend a couple more minutes. I already have these ones off. As you can see, these came right out. That came right out. Your best bet, just as a tip, I have broken these before on ones that are really, really rusty. Generally, it's probably going to be this one that will break. Is break them free with a breaker bar, just so you know that you can, that they're free, and then you can hit them with an impact. So let me spend a minute and let me get these out. All right, so the last thing we have to tackle, I got all them bolts out. I got the ones over here. The last ones that we'll have to take care of, let me show you a little reference point. So this is the back of the truck. The last thing that we're gonna have to remove is the electrical connectors for the lights that are in the bed. So there's 4 connectors here. One, I don't know if you can kind of see them. Let me see, let me get this out of the way. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. We only need to disconnect the ones that go to the bed. So it's gonna be the top one, and it's just a regular old connector. Generally they come out pretty easy. There's one. I like to take them and then tuck them up into the channel. There's one. And then this one that comes over here is the bottom one. I don't think you need to remember them, but it's the top one and the bottom one. And all you're gonna do is you're just gonna take the wiring and then just kind of tuck it back in on itself. And guys, that is it. Now we can lift the bed off. I'll show you the best place to put the bed. All you need to do is be able to lift it up off of, let me show you that. So we have to get this over this. So generally I have a couple other guys working here. You can do it with 2 guys, but it's a lot of work. So let me show you, I'm gonna get that part done. Generally what you can do is I'm gonna put a fender cover or some rags here, and I'm gonna put some rags here. Generally what I do is we lift it up by the bed. I will stick this part of the body on the tire, as much room as I need actually, but on the tire, I'll put this part right here, stick it right here. And that's generally enough room to work with. And then I'll get that part done and I'll show you testing the fuel pump with the bed off. All right, so you can see what we did. Me and we had 3 other guys. It shouldn't be super heavy. I could not get this open, so I guess there wasn't anything in it. But so now we have access right here. Just be careful. This is pretty solid. That's on there, pretty solid. The truck isn't is not a show truck, so I'm very confident in doing what we're doing, but still got to take care of everything. So now, as you can see here, we can access, this is the fuel tank pressure sensor, and this is the fuel pump. Now, I'm already suspicious because this has definitely been repaired before, but what we're going to do is we're going to test it right here at this connector. Now, I know that it's working some, I just don't know that it's working all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you down, and I'm going to get some test equipment. This one is B and C. It's gray and black. So although this has the purple here. I think this may have been changed before, but I'm going by my wire colors. So I'm going to do the gray wire and then this heavy black wire. You can tell on here, these are different gauge wires. The 2 heavy gauge wires are going to be the wires for the fuel pump itself. The other 2 wires are going to be the sending unit wires. So I'm going to get you set up, and we're going to get this thing tested. Okay, I'm all set up here. I got my 4 amp test light, and all I'm doing is checking power and ground. What I did is at the relay, I re-jumped the relay, so I have power running through here. If this lights up bright, I know that the problem is in here. So we have power and a ground. So this is nice and bright, so I'm not concerned about this connection here. I'm only concerned that so this basically wires can carry current, and I'm happy with the electrical side of things. So let's get a fuel pump for it and let's pop it in. All right. Approval on the fuel pump, so I'm going to clean all this off. I'm going to blow just everything out of there, get it all cleaned up, and then I'll bring you along to get this lock ring off, which is not looking very good, and we'll get this thing done. first thing I'm going to do. Let's get these popped off. Use my handy dandy pocket screwdriver. This one is a squeeze zone. Alright, 90% of the time these are just going to stay on there. So all you got to do is you just go underneath. Just go underneath of this clip, and you should be able to just be real ginger with it. Should be able to just slide them off, and then I will put them right back in there. Same thing with this, just like that. And then the middle one is self-contained. All right, I'm going to spend a minute. We'll get this off, and then I'll bring you back along. So as I'm doing this was so rotted. Look, I mean, there is just nothing left of this fuel tank. So unfortunately, yeah, look at this. There's just nothing left of this. I mean, this is probably one of the worst ones I've seen. But all right, well, I'm gonna keep chiseling away here. All right, well, I managed to get that thing apart, but this is all that was left of the mounting ring. It's stuck on that. I got all kinds of corrosion on that, so I'm gonna get the fuel pump out, get all this cleaned up, and we'll get this thing back together. Okay, well, this is the best I think I'm gonna be able to do. There's a lot of rust bedded in here, but the tank's in good enough shape to where I'm not overly concerned about this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some grease back together when I go back together with it. But this was in really bad shape, but I was able to just kind of work all the rust off of here to where I can get the new ring on. I may have to get in here with maybe like an X-Acto knife, just kind of trim that, but I don't think I will. I went inside the tank with a magnet, got any rust that may have fallen in there. So you gotta look inside of there too, make sure it doesn't look like trash. But the fuel pump I did look at, which is over here, this is all cracked. It doesn't look bad, but put a new one in there anyway. So that's what the fuel pump looks like. I thought that this may have fractured, ruptured, or whatever, but it doesn't appear that way. So, all right, we'll pop the new pump in and get this thing done. Okay, I got everything clean. Here's the new pump. Here's the new lock ring. Drop this in. Just be careful. Just kind of get the orientation close on this. There's a little tab on the pump, and there's a tab in the fuel tank. I just burped, excuse me. Just came up. What I'm going to do is just put a little, just have some like all-purpose grease. I'm going to do that just to help aid in dropping the fuel pump lock ring on. We're going to do this. Okay, we're going to just push this one nice and even. Get that nice and seated. Okay, there's that. And let me go get my, well, I'm gonna have to go, I gotta take a break for a second, but I'm gonna, let me get the lock ring on, and then we'll put the lines back together. All right, I don't remember exactly where I left off, but last thing we gotta do, I put a little skim coat of grease on there, connect these up. And we will wipe off got the lock ring on. So the new fuel pump came with a new electrical connector, but this one has been changed already. Okay, so we got that. Got this. What I'm going to do, let me reroute this a different way. This. Okay, this just keeps it down. All right, now what we'll do is we will jump the fuel pump relay. Before I put the tank back on, I'm going to I'll spray this just with some protectant, with the fluid film, just to keep the lock ring protected, get all of this nice and protected as well. So let's go back under the hood and we are going to check for the fuel pressure, redo that test. All right, so I re-jumpered this, and now we have 58 psi. Pump is sounding, let's go back here. Pump is sounding really nice. All right, I think we got her. What I'm gonna do now is we're gonna get the bed set back on there. Oh wait, that's what I wanted to do. I'm gonna use some of this. Got some of this fluid film. Let's just kind of just keep it at bay a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna get the bed set back on, and we're just gonna start it up, make sure it runs, and just verify everything. Okay, got everything back together. I got the bolt in there, I got the bolt in there. I got all this. I gotta put these back in right here. So this one is the top. Okay. This one that I tucked over there.
See ya, brother. God bless you.
All right, see ya. Have a good one, man. This one is, so the right side lights will go to the bottom one. It's in there. It's in there. I got that bolt back in up there. Got everything set back into place. Got these ones in and tight. And what's nice about these is you can kind of see where the old marks were. So it makes it fine. And then the last thing that I had to do, which I did already, was there's just 3 nuts that come in from up there. And all right, so this is what I was talking about. There's 3 screws under here, 1, 2, and 3. I got them in and tight. Put the fuel cap on. Let's hop in here. We know that we got good fuel pressure. We looked at that earlier. Starts right up, baby. The check engine light might be on, but that ain't no big deal. Fuel gauge is reading right. Although this one was a little tricky. So when I first turned the key on, the fuel gauge was buried. I put my scanner on it, looked everything over, and it was still showing 0%. But then I went into the PCM and it was showing 60%. I'm like, oh man, don't tell me I got a bad sending unit. So I started it up and the fuel gauge went boom. So if you run into that, you know, I don't want to say don't be concerned, but you know, start it up first just to make sure. So I'm going to get into, I'm going to see scan that check engine light, see what's up with that. Might be a mass airflow code because I had the air cleaner off. But it's running, we're in good shape. Then the other thing that in case you want to check the fuel pressure, it's under here. That's where you're going to check the fuel pressure at. And you take the cover off. You don't have to, but I'm going to put this cover back on and get this thing out of here. All right, thanks for watching, guys.